Hello, everyone. This is Yacine Sqalli once again in English, and welcome to this new episode of Inside the CEO's Mind. Today, we're gonna run a little tour inside Juan Pablo, Juan Pa's minds. How are you, Juanpa?
I'm all right, Yacine. Thank you very much for inviting me.
You allow myself to call you Juanpa?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody calls me Juanpa.
So there is no secret for no one. We can tell by your accent that you are Spanish.
Yeah,
First question. First of all, I'm really happy to cover also like startups based in Spain because I haven't so far, but I know that you have a huge tech ecosystem that is growing and growing. We're gonna talk about that. But Madrid, man, are you supporting Atletico or Real Madrid?
I'm more from Madrid. Yeah, from Real Madrid. Not that.
From the rich side of
Yeah,
Madrid,
but
then.
I live in Majadahonda, where Atlético de Madrid used to train and play. So
So it's like with the enemies.
yeah,
All right. Hola a todos. Quiero hablar un poco de español. Tengo un muy bonito acento, pero no tengo nada de vocabulario.
amazing, amazing.
It was good, no?
Very, very good.
Your turn in French.
No, sorry. I don't have any vocabulary or any word in French. Yes.
Well, that was my choice because I always like to have fun when I'm talking with my guests. But Juanpa, that's your turn. Can you present a bit about Metricool? I
Yeah.
think we didn't even mention Metricool so far. But you built Metricool in 2015. Tell us about it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm software engineer. So I start Metricool with my wife. She's software engineer also. So we start programming the software in 2015. Metricool is an online tool to manage social media accounts. So you can connect all your social media networks, Twitter, X now, Facebook, TikTok.
X is working now? No, X, but not Threads, right?
No threads. Now
Not yet.
in Europe, we don't have threads. Even they don't have API. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, you can connect everything like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everything, and you can manage from Metricool. So we provide analytics, an inbox to respond message and comments, a scheduler to plan all posts in all social media networks, and you also can connect Facebook ads, TikTok ads, or Google ads to manage campaigns and making complete reports. So for your question, we started as bootstrapping, just programming by ourselves in like a side project. But then in 2016, we thought that it can be a business.
So you gave a lot of info, but you say we. You don't say I,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure it's because there is someone else. Do you want to talk
yeah.
about her?
We started together, my wife and me, because as a side project at home, it's easy to do it together.
It's better to communicate.
Yeah.
And the big question, one that I really want to understand, is the why. I know that you started as a side project.
Mhm.
So first of all, is like why this project? Did you have like other side projects? And did you have like any intention to make money out of it? And yeah, if you want to tell us a bit about the storytelling on that, and when was like the moment you realized this is more than a side project. This might be my lifetime project.
Mhm.
So yeah, tell us about that, please.
Yeah, we like a lot digital marketing. Laura, at this moment, I think that maybe some years before, she had a blog. She used to write posts and type
On what? What topic?
about moms. There were at this moment there were a lot of a great community of
She was a mom at the time.
yeah.
I mean, a new mom, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
we have a daughter. So, at this moment, we already knew a lot of content creators, a lot of bloggers. Now they are Instagrammers or TikTokers, but at this moment, they were bloggers.
Influencers.
So, we thought that there were a need about a tool to analyze posts in the blog, but also in Twitter, Facebook, and later in Instagram. So we try to make a very, very easy to use tool to connect everything and have all the contents in one place to analyze.
But all of that this use case was just for Laura.
Mhm. Just for
So
Laura and her friends, our friends,
okay.
Yeah, so that's because it was a side project without any business around it at the
No, but
beginning.
that's amazing because if I understand well, this comes from a use case just for Laura and her friends. And let me guess, but you developed the app, or how did it go? Like you're the engineer, so
Yeah, but for us it was quite easy and also a challenge, a technical challenge to put together all metrics. Was fun for us. And
collecting the data, etc. Okay, how do you do that? Like, how do you create a real stream from Metricool, even the first version, and getting info from Instagram, TikTok, just to understand? By the time there was no API.
yeah, there were APIs at the
Oh, there were already API, open APIs
not
from
yeah
Insta and
not
all.
not very not Instagram hadn't a very good API at this moment, but Facebook or Twitter they already have, and we connect also to the blog. Yeah, in WordPress blogs, you can
Okay.
connect to them to extract contents and some metrics.
So so not that very technical. That's what you're saying. You just had to aggregate everything at the same
Yeah,
time, at the
but
same
we
place.
also give a pixel to put in your website to analyze all visits, and it
Hmm.
was a quite technical challenge to
So the
receive all,
traffic.
yeah, to receive all the events and have a dashboard, a real time dashboard with everything in real time. What's
Uh,
what's a quite fun for us.
little details for our auditors that might not be as technical as us. I
Mhm.
mean, as you basically. API is application programming interface.
Yeah,
It's basically something developed most of the time by their company to basically make. Correct me if I'm wrong,
for
hein,
sure.
Juan
Yeah,
Pablo. To make connections between apps, so they don't need manually to extract data and put it back on another app.
exactly. To connect two applications. In this case, Twitter, Facebook with Metricool.
So you hire me now.
Yeah.
And coming back on that, how long did it take to have the first version? Like, what was the first use? Just to aggregate? Was it like posting, analyzing the data? Tell us.
Yeah, the first use case was just metrics, a dashboard with all metrics. But very, very fast, they ask for posting also in social networks, posting in Twitter and Facebook, because maybe they write a blog post
Uh
and
huh.
they want to publish in social networks
On one click.
automatically. So
Yeah.
they ask us for the scheduler. Um, I think that we be there like a year before we thought that we can put a business model at the top, because 1 year later we realized that there were social media managers using Metricool also, not just bloggers,
For the job.
for their job. Yeah. So, and they start asking to download reports to deliver to customers and these kind of professional features. So,
So yeah, because 2015 you created the app,
mhm,
but 2016 you created the company, right?
yeah, the business.
Is it something that like, just to talk a little bit about that, the fact that you started as a side project and became a real project, is it something that even for your kids you're gonna tell them to do that? Because more or less you never know, from one day to another you might create value for people
Mhm.
that might be able to pay. So yeah, is it something that you are really happy about, or it's just one way like another?
Yeah, yeah, but the target was very different. We had the creators that maybe are not going to pay for a tool. And then we have the social media managers, the professionals that want to pay or are ready to pay.
Uh-huh.
But we want to deliver the tool for both, because creators talks about Metricool a lot. So they help us a lot to viralize or to reference to Metricool. So that's why
Okay.
we have a freemium model also, The free part is oriented to creators, influencers, personal branders.
Podcasters.
Yeah.
It's no secret for no one. Even before we knew each other, I was using
Yeah,
Metricool,
yeah.
so that's really funny.
Podcaster is a creator right now, of course.
Exactly.
And then we have the premium part oriented to social media managers, community managers, and these kind of professionals.
So it's like really. So what you're saying is that you started as B2C, and from
Well,
the social media manager position, you created B2B model.
yeah, but creators are also B2B because they are professionals. Maybe they don't have, some of them have a business at the top of their own brand,
Uh
but
huh.
some of them maybe not. But I think that they are professionals also.
And do they pay for the like are they freemium or premium? What's like can you tell us a bit about the B2B or B2C or trying to understand like the persona of your clients that really pay for the premium features?
Hmm. Yeah, um, the difference from creators to professionals to social media managers, it's because they usually have a customer behind them, and they
Okay.
have to report, and also they have, maybe they work in a team with more people, so
Okay.
they need additional users, roles, and they manage also a lot of accounts, much more accounts than a creator.
Yeah, you can manage when you say accounts is like several different brands
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
It's not just the same account on Instagram, LinkedIn, etc.
Mhm.
And yeah, coming back on like the or can you tell us maybe I guess most of the people don't pay at the beginning and then some go from the freemium part to the premium part. I know that you're transparent with numbers.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what's the like the proportion of people that goes from freemium to premium?
I think that it's around 2%. And
Okay.
it's very common, because
I know.
in our market, social media networks are in every place. So there are a lot of business with social
Mhm.
media networks, but maybe it's not their focus. So I think that Metricool can help a lot of people in the free part, and also some of them eventually can pay for the premium feature. So for us, at 2% is fine. We can deliver the product for all of them.
And is it like the we're gonna get into numbers. The 2% that pay, is it the only stream of revenue that you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us how much is it?
We
Like
are,
how much
we
do you
are
make
now we
on
are now
22,
at
2020?
11 million of ARR.
11 million of ARR.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Little reminder that this company is fully bootstrapped and have not raised funds. And we were gonna talk about that right after. But 11 million, amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
For how many clients?
We have now 37,000 customers, paying customers.
So the 2%. So 98%. Wow, I'm not gonna do the
Yeah.
math by head, but
1.7
it's a
million
lot.
of users,
Okay.
with 37,000 of them paying. Yeah, but
Wow.
you talk about the bootstrapped thing. The truth is that we start very, very slow. The first million of ARR, it took us around 4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
4 years.
So 2019, 2020.
Yeah, yeah, in January 2020, I think.
Okay.
But now each million takes us 50 days. So it accelerates very, very fast at the end, but at the beginning was very, very slow.
Can you explain?
Yeah, that's because we were bootstrapped.
I the beginning I understand, but how were you able to do something that you did in 4 years? 3 years later, you said 9 million, right? So you do 9 times that in 3 years only.
Yeah, yeah, but it's because we have a much more team doing,
Okay, so you invested in the team,
yeah,
etc.
with the revenue of the company, of our clients.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. So, I mean, that's what bootstraps
Mhm.
means. Otherwise, you would raise funds. Um, this money, how many were you in 2020 when you reached the 1 million ARR, and how many are you today? So we understand.
In the team, the people in the
Yeah,
team.
yeah, the
I
team.
think that at this point we were like 6, 7 people, maybe 8 people. Uh,
With 1 million annual recurring revenue,
yeah, now we are
ARR.
around 60 people in the team.
Okay. And what's the ambition on that?
Well,
Where would you be in 5 years?
I don't really know. The truth is that we need people, of course, but we hope not to grow a lot. It's people is great. It's the best part is the people, but also
Very risky.
to manage people is hard.
Yeah, of course.
So I hope not to have hundreds of people.
And 100 is like the top for you. But it's funny because I talked with a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's something I'm going to ask you. Do you prefer the company when you were 5 or 10, or do you prefer when you are 60 or maybe 100?
No, I like the today. Okay,
Okay.
but it was very fun at the beginning also, but with different kind of problems. So
I'm going to ask you a question that, how can I say, takes a lot of humility also, but why Metricool is successful?
Hmm, it's a good question. It's a very deep question. I think that we put in the middle the product. Okay, we focus a lot in the product to develop the features
The
that our
user
customers
experience?
need. So I think that yeah, putting at the end of the day, the product is important for the customers. So
Of
maybe
course.
it can take time because if you have a lot of salespeople, maybe you can reach a lot of customers. But at the end of
Mhm.
the day, the product is it's like a long term bet.
Okay, so you feel that you invested a lot, especially on the first years on the product. So that's what we call scalable, is also the fact that you work a lot on 4 years, and then in 50 days you're able to achieve what you did in 4 years. So you really think that basically the people come back on Metrical because the product is easy to use, is reliable, so no big bugs, and also a lot of features compared to the others. Because what I can say, I did my benchmark
Mhm.
on the freemium part. I don't know on the premium part, but on the freemium, I haven't seen. And I mean, let's talk about competition. I didn't see a tool that is free that allows me to post up to, I think it's 50 posts per month, which is way enough for me, and also at the same time give me as many as connectors on all those social media, and obviously the statistics. Tell me about, like, are you the only one to do that, or did I not search enough?
Yeah, maybe in our days, but in the past, I think that Hootsuite had also a big free part, but they
Okay.
start closing, and now they don't have any free at all. Um,
So you're just doing premium?
yeah, I think that they are moving to bigger customers to yeah to be profitable
Okay.
because they spent a lot of money in the past, and now the markets
Which
are in another moment. So
which is the opposite of you. You were
yeah,
profitable since day one.
yeah, maybe, maybe. And I think that the other competitors have the same process. They are trying to make more profits.
Okay.
And I think that in Metricool, maybe the secret is the software engineers. I think that development team is great at Metricool, and in Spain we have great technical people, but also the marketing team because they permit us to acquire users very cheap. We make a lot of contents. We work a lot of in our blog, in social media
Mhm.
networks. We collaborate a lot with schools. Um,
So you spend money, but very wisely. Like you'd really,
yeah, yeah, we
analyze how to spend it.
exactly. We don't really depend on ads or other uh, expensive channels.
Do you use Metricool at
Sure.
Metricool?
Sure. Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
sure. Otherwise, just lie.
Yeah.
And coming back on that, you just mentioned like well, basically like what makes the difference. Obviously, the product, but the product is built by humans.
Hmm.
How do you manage? How do you learn? Sorry, to manage, and most importantly, to hire. This is something that we don't really learn. So how
No, no.
did you mess up like maybe one hiring before you learned from your mistakes, etc.? Tell us a bit about that,
It's
please.
really hard to learn. Just you have to do it and make mistakes. I think that at the beginning we didn't have any money, so it was really hard to hire seniors people. So we start with very young people with very junior profiles, you know.
Okay.
Um, and
It was a lack of funds.
yeah, yeah, but this kind of people, well, some of them evolve with the product, with the company, with our customers. So we evolve these years, and some of them now are managers of the other people. But
How old?
sorry.
How old is the youngest manager?
So, for example, the yeah, Pablo is the manager of the sales team. I think it's around 30 years. Oh, sorry, yes, yeah, 30 years. Sergio is the social media manager. The social media manager, sorry, the product manager, and he's also around
Oriane is not gonna be happy.
30
The
years.
social media.
So yeah, but now we have also older people in the team, and I think that seniors are great. You know, to grow, they are very
For
out.
the
They have
youngers,
a
I
lot of
guess
autonomy.
both learned from each other.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. The
Okay.
truth is that these people that you hire at the beginning, maybe some of them are not going to evolve with the company, and finally they are going to go out. And
Okay.
okay, so you have to be prepared to this, and it's hard at the beginning because you invest a lot of time in the people. So these kind of mistakes, I think that you can't avoid them. You know.
It's the riskiest operation of a company is hiring, but I know like there are no big theories on that. It's also human. It's
Yeah.
something that you need to sense and all. But do you have maybe one advice or one thing to do that you implemented in the hiring process so that now you know, even if it's not as technical as you would like him or her to be, you can sense that they're gonna stay for a long time in the company
Yeah.
because that's what you're looking for,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. They are the people in Metricool stay for a very long time. So yeah,
And how can you see that in an interview of like 30 minutes or 1 hour?
yeah. It's
Because I can tell you I'm gonna stay there for 10
in an
years, but I can
interview.
lie.
You can't detect in an interview if they are going to stay. Yeah, maybe there are some signals if someone is changing their job each year or each 6 months. You can't talk about it and see if there is a good reason or not.
Okay.
But then I think that the secret sauce is later in the company with the culture that people, even if they should, if they usually to change a lot of in other jobs, maybe you can do your do your best to
Yeah, and
and
try to make them more
yeah.
implicated. Talking about like human and culture in the enterprise, in your enterprise, in your company, I know that you're fully remote since day one, right?
Not from the day we had an office at the beginning for some of us. I think
Uh-huh.
that we were 10 people in the at the end, but then COVID arrives and
2020.
yeah,
Okay. And the median of AOR also.
exactly. And we learn how to work from home, all of us, and a lot of people comes to Metricool at this moment in different cities. So finally, the office has no sense anymore.
And how do you make sure that everyone is aligned, that everyone is implicated, that yeah, how do you, it's complicated, being on
Yeah,
a screen.
Yeah. At the beginning, I think that the most difficult part is to um, be confident in them.
Okay, to give their
To
trust, yeah.
give, yeah, exactly. And have and Giving them a lot of autonomy. Uh, and finally, I think that the people, when they realize that they decide a lot of things, they take ownership on their work, on their product, and
They want to do more. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that the responsibility also it's higher. Uh,
And just to make sure on that, because at the beginning you need to train them, you need to make sure that they understand everything and that they do the job properly before they have more responsibilities and they scale.
yeah, we have
How do
our
you do that?
onboarding process, of course. With
No, and more than the onboarding process is like, how do is it on the is it every day someone that just got hired is going to report to a manager even though they are um, remotely, sorry? Is it on a weekly basis? How does that work?
Okay, the day by day, they have almost all teams have a daily meeting,
Okay.
um, and then they have a weekly meeting also with different topics. I think that it's very important to have a point every day to see your colleagues, your coworkers, your
Of course.
maybe 4, 5 them, or maybe 12, or and then
Hmm.
in the weekly, they can talk more about strategy or the direction they go. But I think that it's very important to meet every day with
There is no single day that you don't have a contact with your team.
no.
Everyone is
Yeah,
okay.
we are.
You interact on Slack, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
or
we are really connected in Slack. For example, they say good morning every day, and when they leave, maybe they are going to go to the gym or to go to
they say
to a
adios.
doctor. Yeah, they say I'm going to the doctor. I'm coming back in 30 minutes or whatever. So we are all of us are very very connected.
I have two last questions on the team. First one is really simple. Do all the team members are passionate about the content creation? Are they even doing videos on their side or any kind of content?
Yeah, I think that well, the people that make contents are the marketing team. So yeah,
Okay,
all,
not surprising.
all of them are very compromised with content. But also the other we make also once per week an online workshop.
Webinar or
Yeah, a workshop,
okay?
an
Oh,
internal
workshop.
workshop. So all of us has to prepare a topic and present to the all the to the all the team.
Okay, so it's internally.
Yeah. So
Okay,
this kind of contents also development team or sales team or um, customer assistance team also prepare topics
okay.
and make contents to the other team members.
So it's like really spreading the knowledge within the company. But if we take the example of a software engineer,
Mhm.
if he joins or she joins Metricool tomorrow, actually everyone that is listening to us wants to work remotely on a company that is also almost doing 10 million annual recurring revenue. What's like the like do you need to have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn and all this? Do you need to be active on social
Not
media?
really, not
um,
really. In not all them, but some of them has a in our days a YouTube channel. Maybe they are not
okay,
making contents very frequently, but they already
but they know they basically know and understand their client basically and the use cases.
yeah. In our team, it's very very important to understand the customers and the use case of the tool. We look for this kind of software developers. There are software developers very interested in technology, and there are
Hmm.
also software developers interested in customers. and we try to.
And both are complementary.
Yeah, yeah, but it's, for us, I think that is more important, the ones that are
On
for
customers.
customers. Yeah.
Okay. My last question, which is very important. Let's talk about Laura and you.
Mhm. Okay.
How do you like a lot of people say, which I really disagree, and we have a lot of great companies, and I think you are part of it. Great examples, but people say don't mix business with family.
Yeah.
They talk about even friends. You know, it can kill don't mix feelings with and emotions with kind of money or business. You did not follow that.
Yeah.
Basically, at the beginning, I think it's easier. You're just the two of you on the couch, working at night
Exactly.
and all.
Exactly. But it's the same now, you know.
Is it like how the two act like? What's your role and what's Laura's role in the company?
Okay. Yeah. I'm the CEO of the company, and Laura is the COO. You know, it's she's more in internal processes. Uh,
What we say is that if Laura was not here, the company would have been down a lot of times.
yeah.
She's the one from the shadows that handles everything.
Yeah, she's now in charge of people, finance, legal, and this kind of internal things. You know, then we have managers in technical team, marketing team, sales team, and customer assistants. But this kind of internal process are very important also. So yeah. I think that we complement ourselves very good. And she's now in a trip in United States. So
We say hi to her.
yeah, so we divide the work. I think that it's easy for us. I don't know if the word is easy, but finally we do. And I think that it's important. Uh, um, because she can understand if I have a lot of work, um, or if she has a lot of work also, I can understand what she's doing, and we help each other. You know, maybe if you have a family outside the company and they can't understand anything about your work, for entrepreneur can be very hard, you know.
I know because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a passion now.
Yeah.
It's not just your
Yeah,
work.
exactly. Uh,
And do you
it's hard
disagree
to deal with a passion.
and not talk about it at home? I can just only imagine. I'm pretty sure all the entrepreneurs feel feel the same as you. But do you disagree? Like you cannot agree on everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Come on.
yeah. But we respect a lot each other. So she decides a lot of things, and I give her her own space, and I think that she respects also my space. And then the truth is that she trusts a lot in me. I think maybe you should ask her also at the other side, but.
I'm waiting for her to come back from the US, but
She
yes.
she trusts a lot of in me, and for me, it's very important to have this.
But when you say she trusts you, is like she's not going to challenge some decisions? She's just gonna say, okay, I know Juanpa is doing his stuff. I'm not gonna look at it. I trust him. Or she's going to be, can you just tell me why you did that? Because I thought it would have been better like this. And then you exchange, and then she's like, okay, you decide because this is your scope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think that we decide in our scopes, as you
Okay.
said, but the other one trust in this decision. Maybe we are going to fail, but we can fail both each other. You know, there is no one's way to do anything. You can you can make mistakes and correct. It's not a problem. So it's better to have the space and to respect the decisions of the other. But I think that is the same with any partner. No, if
I don't know because you have the emotions. What I was about to ask you is that when you come home, work is always there, right? Like at night when you have dinner, you talk also about Metricool sometimes in front of the kids, no?
Yeah, we have more conversations. We have also a daughter, and we talk about her a lot. And we have
Okay.
other projects and friends, and we are not talking.
Okay. So you try to, after 7 or 8 p.m. you come home, or before, I don't know, but you try to not talk sometimes about the job at
I
home?
think that the good point is that it depends on priorities. Maybe we are going to talk about Metricool one day or 2 days, but maybe we are not going to talk about Metricool in a week. Or
Okay. So you're not obsessed.
no,
Okay.
exactly.
No, but I think that's good, and it's also for a lot of people to understand. Like even people that are, doing a side project, is like, what's the pressure you need to put on your shoulders?
Mhm.
And well, I'm telling that for you, but also for myself and for a lot of people. We are not saving lives so far. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So let's not put that much pressure on our shoulders. Last question. I said that already 3 times. That is fine. Um, Emotionally, we know that it's hard, being an entrepreneur. I am pretty sure that when you're two, it's easier. Did you have some moments when you had like kind of, breakdowns, moments that were difficult, especially in the first years? How did you handle that? Did you face some problems like this?
Yeah, I think that in the first years was harder. Um, yeah, because you are risking more, I think. But also, the team was little, and we were like a family in the team also. We were very transparent with everything. So I don't have bad remembers about, yeah, of course, maybe a Metricool can crash at any moment. So you have to
Okay.
work with a lot of pressure, customers asking what happened and these kind of things. But it's our, I'm 42 years old. And I have worked a lot in other companies also. So yeah, I think it's a balance. Uh,
Are you chill? Would you say that you're a chill guy today?
yeah, I think that yeah, I prefer to um to be calm. Yeah. I,
Okay. No, very, very clear. Coming back on one thing is that you mentioned the US.
Mhm.
I mean, you mentioned that Laura is in the
Yeah,
US.
yeah,
And I'm going to talk about international scope. Can you tell me a bit about your clients
exactly.
and yeah, like giving us a little bit about, percentage of on which continent do you operate?
Okay.
I already have few answers in my head,
Yeah,
but I'll
okay,
let
okay.
you do it.
Yeah, from our revenue, 22% comes from Spain, but 22% also comes from United States. And then we have
Okay.
like
When did you open the US?
from the beginning, but I think that this year it's the one that the United States started growing faster.
Okay.
And now is the country that is growing fastest, more than
Okay.
others. But the United States was the harder one, I think, because we acquire users making contents, and
Mm-hmm.
we make contents in Spanish, English, French, and now in German also. Uh, uh, and I think that for us, when you make contents in Spanish, you acquire users in Spain, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia. So there are a lot
Yeah,
of
South
countries,
America,
yeah,
yeah.
a lot of Spanish countries. But then when English contents start working, United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia. So there are, and even in other countries like Italy or Germany can sign up in your tool for English.
Yeah.
So yeah, we internalize using languages.
How many languages? Like the first year, it was English and
Yeah,
Spanish,
English
or
and
just
Spanish at the beginning.
English and
Just
Spanish?
English
Okay.
and Spanish. Yeah, from the beginning. Uh,
And when did you open? Because I use it in French,
mhm.
so I'm pretty sure you have other languages now.
Yeah, maybe in 2020, around 3 years ago or so. Yeah, because Sarah was the first employee in Metricool, and
Okay, we say
and,
hi to
and she
Sarah.
decided, yeah, you know her. She decided to live in Paris for a couple of years, So she start
Best city in the world. Just saying. Sorry.
she started the contents in French, the blog, and all the tactics. Now we have more French people in the team.
And how many? So you were saying 22% US, 22% the Spain.
Mhm.
When you say Spain, it's just Spain.
Yeah,
It's
just
not Spanish-speaking
and
countries.
then Mexico is 8%, is the third one. I think that France is 5%, United Kingdom around 5% also.
So like the whole Europe,
Yeah,
how much is
in
it? You would
Latam,
say.
Europe, yeah.
So like yeah, 60% is split between Latam and Europe. Then
Mhm.
no Asia yet.
Yeah, we have some customers in Asia, even in Japan, but China is different. They have different social networks. So China, it's a very different. It's like
I was about to ask like APIs with WeChat is complicated, for instance.
yeah, and we have a lot of market in United States and Europe, and
So it's like for you, if I understand well, you could go 10 years ahead, sorry, and be very successful just Europe, Latin America, and North America.
Mhm. Yeah.
That okay, that's way enough for you. Africa is not something that you intend to implement in.
Yeah, we have customer. Yeah, we have a lot of customers in South Africa because they speak a lot of in English also.
And North Africa with the Maghreb in French, and even like Middle Africa
Yeah,
African
yeah, exactly.
countries.
Yeah, France is the biggest country in France, but there are a lot of people also in Africa, but they are not
Okay.
the. I think that maybe it's the economical level in these countries is different, so it's harder to make business with European.
I know, like banking problems, but also internet,
Yeah,
accessibility.
yeah.
Okay, let's move on a little bit. I know that I wanted to talk about the specificities of content creation and basically the use cases of your clients. So you said that at the beginning it was really B2C, but then you discovered some kind of B2C, but actually are B2Bs
Mhm.
because they are social managers, etc. What do you see like today's? What kind of like yeah, do they all post every week? What kind of post do they do? Is it video? Is it pictures? Tell us everything. What do
At the
you see
beginning,
from the
they start a lot with text in Twitter and Facebook and links.
okay.
But now it's well, they moved to pictures, but now they are doing a lot of video with TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. I think that
Yeah.
are the most important contents they make now. So for us, it's also a challenge because we have to save all these videos in our servers, in
Okay.
place.
How do you operate? Who's this like do you who's the supplier of the
Yeah,
service?
we are now in Amazon in a
AWS, yeah.
yeah, and well, they have a lot of features, so it's the biggest player I think
Okay.
in the market. But we move from different partners. Yeah,
And that's a stupid question that I forgot to ask, but the data is private and protected,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It is in Europe also, of course.
GDPR, yay! And
But this
coming,
company, a European company, we have to. Yeah,
yeah, to be compliant with all the rules. Yeah, coming back on the use cases. What's the first social media that is used on Metricool? That is, the most successful one.
the most successful.
Yeah, like the one that you see from your users that has the biggest stream of contents to publish.
Well, we have around 1.7 million of users. So, but for example, the ones that have more followers are football players or singers.
Okay,
So influencers,
they use
yeah.
Metricool. Those people. Okay.
And then the people that use more like making more contents are like newspapers or these media companies that post a lot of contents, news,
On all social medias for them?
and
Yeah.
and they use tools. Well, they some of them use Metricool, and they need tools like Metricool because they can't make this
Yeah, yeah,
frequent. Yeah,
automatic. But is it like more Instagram? Is it more TikTok? Like, what do you see the you
yeah.
know?
I think that well, Instagram is the mainstream, and I think that around the amounts of contents, yeah, it's Instagram and Twitter, because in Twitter they post a huge amount of
X.
contents. Yeah, in X, okay. And but I think that, yeah, in Metricool we have around 450,000 Instagram accounts connected
Okay.
and 200 and a half X accounts connected. So
TikTok is less.
yeah, TikTok is around 100,000.
And also, I forgot to mention something, but is that every time that you go on LinkedIn, TikTok, blah blah blah, you have the personal account, and you have also the ability to link a
Yeah,
professional account. So when you talked about, the medias, for instance, I guess it's a professional accounts,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
in X, for example, there are no difference. There is just one type of account. But in Instagram, there are personal accounts, business accounts, and
TikTok.
creator accounts. In TikTok also, in
Mhm.
LinkedIn, we have personal accounts and pages, like in Facebook. You
Okay.
can, for example, in LinkedIn, you can connect both, but we don't have analytics for personal accounts, just for pages, for company pages.
But even because I'm using Facebook, and I can tell you that you need to create a professional page to have those data. Like even Facebook, I mean Meta, because it's aggregated with Instagram, they don't provide data on personal
Yeah,
accounts on that.
exactly. Some years ago, they closed the API for personal accounts. So
Okay.
if you have,
Ah, so it happened before. Oh, okay, I didn't
yeah,
know
in the
that.
past, you can use a tool for your personal account, but some years ago they closed this API.
As a Real Madrid socios, I think you saw. Well, basically, who's the client that you're like the most proud of?
The most proud of, I don't really know.
Doesn't mean he pays. He or she might not even pay. But when you saw his account or her account on Metricool, you were like, "What? Cristiano Ronaldo is using?" No, I don't know of it.
Yeah, there are singers, yeah, Spanish singers, I think more
Julio Iglesias.
no, just not like. No, I think that he's a little bit old for manage their own social media networks. Um, but yeah, it's not like very proud, but it's a big surprise when you see politics using the tool also.
Okay.
Or
It's a pride. It doesn't mean that you like the politics, but it means that your tool
yeah,
is so powerful that even the people that would be, the less the one that will use it at the very very end, they start using it. So it's great signals for you.
yeah, because in Metricool you can analyze also competitors or track hashtags, and it's, well, from outside it's quite fun to see that they are tracking hashtags for their campaigns. Their.
Yeah, I see exactly.
Mhm.
I have a question about AI. I know we haven't prepared that at all, but I was just wondering, do you intend, like, do you use AI on Metricool, and do you intend to or do you intend to put
Yeah,
some
we
AI?
integrate OpenAI to help people writing post in the scheduler. So you ask for.
You can generate the automatically the bio, like
And we are
yeah.
considering also to help people with pictures, but we have images bank of pictures, so it's enough
Okay.
to start. But maybe if they want something more original, it's going to be fine to have an IA also there. And also in the inbox, we have an inbox to respond message and comments, and we are considering to add also an assistant there.
for automatic responses and all. And my question is, can AI help on the analytics side at some point? So let's say you analyze my podcast and you're like, Yassine, do you know that based on, I don't know, the 3,000 podcasters in France, we realized that the top 1% do it like this. And so based on yours, like, almost saying, um, this is a plan for the next 2 weeks to grow your social media from this to this.
Mhm. Yeah, we are doing some test, giving the bot, the AI, the analytics of competitors, and,
Okay,
and
to aggregate all
it
that.
can make a great summary with the highlights points, and
O-
it's easy to read. You don't have to see a lot of posts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have straight to the point
Yeah,
analytics,
so
but do you have like the call to action?
yeah,
Like,
to make
you know,
reports, I think that to make reports, not really to giving you the decisions also.
okay.
So and I think that for our users, is not great because they are professionals. They should know what they are doing. Maybe for creators is different because they are very focused in creating content and not in analytics or.
That's the thing. I feel that on one side, you have the people that are really analytic, so it's rational. It's like, okay, this works on my niche. I'm gonna talk about this topic. And then you have the content creators that are way more like, even like an artist. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly.
Like they're like, okay, I want to show me, myself, and my identity through the content. Is there one thing that works more than the other, or you need to combine both? What's your advice on that?
Yeah, I think that they need different things, and creators, exactly. You describe perfectly. They are very creative people, and they need everything very easy and just to spend a few minutes,
Okay.
just to know what's working fine and what's not working fine. But they don't want very deep reports or dashboards, complicated dashboards. So yeah, we try to make these kind of features to creators, and I think that
Okay.
I'm thinking right now that maybe simplify the reports with text, with some sentences. Uh,
I want a fee on that idea.
yeah.
I have one last question. I promise it's the last topic of this conversation. Then we go with my two last questions that are the same for everyone. But this question is important. You did a cash out, so
Mhm.
little reminder, you did not raise funds, so it's fully bootstrapped. All the money you invested in the company, that's how you were able, after, correct me if I'm wrong and if I paid well attention, but after 4 years you were able to reach that 1 million annual recurring revenue, and 3 years later you are reaching 9. Question is, I know that you did a cash out. Can you tell me how much? Can you tell me at what moment? But most importantly, why?
Yeah, last year we partnered with a Spanish fund that invests in Metricool 5 millions
Okay.
for a minority part. So Laura and me have more than 80% of the company. So it was just to because we were working at Metricool a lot of years, and
Mhm.
all.
And did not pay yourself or not that much at the
Not really,
beginning.
not really, exactly. And uh, all of our money was at Metricool, So we
Yeah.
decided to take some of this money
Hmm.
to invest in different things, in other business or in other. Uh,
So to understand, you did not really raise funds. You sold a percentage of your
exactly.
company in exchange of 5 million. Right. It's not 5 million that helped Metricool grow. It's you that took out
Yeah,
some,
because Metricool
cashed
is
out.
profitable. Metricool doesn't really need more money, but the operation was a mix. So some of this money goes to Metricool, and some
Okay.
of the money. So
In your
yeah,
pocket.
one part was cash out, and one part was.
Okay. My question is really simple. As an entrepreneur, and you mentioned it, you don't get money at the beginning, even though your company creates because you have ambitions. You re-inject that money from revenues to make it grow. Um, is it like the fund that approached you and Laura, and then you asked yourself, oh, it might be interesting to get finally a bit of money? Or was it something that was important to you? And I think it is important to capture a bit of the value that you create and transform it into some money. But yeah, is it something that was in your head from the beginning, or is it something that is the fund
Yeah,
that
at
proposed it
this
to you?
moment, in the last 2 years, some funds
Hmm.
connect with me just in case we need anything. So we start having a relationship with some of them. So it was, maybe you can have the idea, but the market puts in your place. So you need also to have the opportunity outside to.
So it's them that sent that signals that you could cash out.
Yeah, but because the truth is that the funds try to invest in the companies and use the money to growth maybe faster. So,
Hmm.
so they don't really like cash outs at least at
Of
this
course.
point. Um, uh, but
But on the other side, you do 9 million ARR. So like
yeah,
you have the money. Like I feel that
exactly. So
it's legit,
I think
you know.
that we had a good relationship with one of them, and we decided to partner with them because we wanted to continue with the company exactly the same. We don't have. So I can decide everything in Metricool by myself with Laura, but they Axon is the fund, and they are in a background.
I know they don't have the decision to change
Yeah, and
everything in
for
the
us
company.
was very very important to
Hmm.
to maintain Metricool exactly the same. Not
So you wanted to stay independent. In 10 years from now, do you believe that Metricool is still going to be independent, or do you think that you're going to
in
be
10 years.
sold?
10 years is a lot of time. I can't think about my.
Okay, 5 years from now then.
I
Now, do
think
you
that in
intend to
three, in
sell
three, 4
all the
years,
company?
Metricool is going to be independent. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. And but would you still do another cash out, or is it just one time for you?
No, no, we can consider to make another one in a different level, but we want
Mhm.
to maintain the majority of the company, and because we are not tired, we can continue.
The- I mean, it's a luxury also to have enough money to not having to sell your company. Uh, but that's great. And touching wood for you so that everything is gonna go smoothly. Okay, those are, and this is real, my two last question, and you know them. First question. What's your most underrated advice for entrepreneurs? The one that you want to keep, even to give to your children tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that to hold this balance, because at the beginning it's really hard. You think that you are going to die at any moment, and
But you're still here.
yeah, but it's not a sprint. A company is a long term bet. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think that you need to go to take holidays. You need to make exercise, sleep well. These kind of things are very very important because it's going to take a lot of years to
So it's taking care of yourself instead of the company,
exactly. It's that
because if you're not good yourself, the company is not gonna work.
exactly. I think it's really hard at the beginning to keep this in mind, but it's very important.
You want to show us the big muscles? I don't have much myself, don't worry. Last question. If you had the opportunity, the ability to choose a board member or a mentor, someone that is alive, dead, fictive, or real, so like you can choose anyone, who would it be?
Yeah, I think that the people that start in software industries at the beginning, all of them, like
Hmm.
at Microsoft or Apple or any one of these, or maybe in Amazon, Anyone in
Hmm.
this company, I think that they s- they should have a lot of things in their mind, and being the first ones is great, because maybe they had made a lot of mistakes, but also,
So you want to learn from their
yeah,
mistakes.
yeah, but also having someone very very near, like my mom, for example. I think that can be great. Well, I have my mom also very very near, so uh,
You talk with her about the
yeah,
company,
the truth is that at the beginning, she helps us with some money, and she,
so you owe her.
sorry,
You owe her. You need to give her back the money.
yeah, yeah, she recovered the money some years ago, but she always be there. It's very, very, very near.
She understands everything about content creation.
Not really, and about software, but she has an Instagram account and she share every post we publish. So
I can see the proud mom of her son that just created Metricool. Juanpa, did you have a good time so far?
thank you. A great time. Thank you very much. That thing was.
Let's go for another 1 hour intro. No, I'm just kidding. It's been an hour. Let's respect the time.
Yeah, you
So
too.
huge thanks.
Mhm.
Huge thanks for your time, yeah, Juanpa. Wishing all the best for Metricool. And yeah, actually, what can we wish you at Metricool to close this conversation?
What kind of wish?
Yeah,
I don't know. I would like to. So I am very in love with the team. So and for me, it's very very important to maintain the team as is like now. So yeah, it's not. I would like not to change anything in the team, and I
wow.
don't know if it's going to be easy because people evolve, and
You're a happy man, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because there's only happy men that can say, "What's your wish?" Well, that everything stays the same. No, but I think that's ending this podcast on a great note. Again, thank you. Thanks everyone that has listened to us. Obviously, if you want to facilitate your life as a content creator or if you're a social media manager, I can only recommend, well, the app that I'm using, so Metricool. And again, Juanpa, thank you for your time. Oh, and if you want to be part of a great company and a great team and a great boss, apparently, don't hesitate to apply. Are you recruiting at this moment?
Sure, sure. Yeah, there are also open positions in different teams. So yeah,
We'll put the link in
let's try
the
to-
in the in the bio of this
Mhm.
podcast. Thanks, Juan
Thank
Pablo.
you very much, Yacine.
Ciao. Adios.